Hi, friends, and welcome to your weeklies. So, I wish, first of all, to all Aries that are still didn't have the birthdays, happy birthday, and to all early Tauruses, happy birthday. Also, Taurus will be getting their monthlies first, so watch out in about a week from now. And lastly, remember that no matter what the date is, if you are here, this is the right time for you to hear it. Anyhow, please enjoy Safi playing Fetch while actually kind of introduce you something that I would really like you to pay attention into here. And it's just a little bit of digression. Uh, One viewer of the site, Nancy Knott, actually just published a book. It's called Zany Circus Paradox. This is a story for 8 to 12 years old. In that story, we meet Zandi, Tobilia, and Kadin Zany, who live in a circus and they never go to school. So they are free to play pranks, read books, and hang upside down to their heart's content. The best part of this and why I'm introducing this, and no, I'm not paid for it, is that the book is written for Alexic, which is not mainstream publishing house. It's a small press and is trying to obtain non-for-profit status. Their mission is to promote literacy and a love of reading, particularly for children who struggle to read and children who have dyslexia, people with autism, or anybody with any form of learning difficulties. So most of the work that Nancy does for Alexic is free. So it is an amazing story, an amazing project, and I'm putting a link for the book and more information in the description, so please check it out. And again, I repeat, I'm not paid for it, just supporting this great mission. So if you want to read a copy to your 8 to 12-year-old or want to buy it for a present, please, I would really appreciate that you click on the link and review it. Also, what is in our weeklies? How is Mercury Retrograde treating you? Did you see to what happened to Pepsi commercial or to United Airlines, to Sean Spicer's? Yeah, these are all examples of Mercury retrograde making you do the wrong, improper, just a silly thing. Miscommunications and issues with technology will be what we'll be actually experiencing for the rest of the month, so brace yourself. Also, with Mercury retrogrades, you will be dealing with exes, so those that you want and those that you don't want. So please contact me for personal reading to see why they are coming, if they are coming, and if you should keep them. Cat Tarot No Spread, also known as like if your ex is coming back, is now on special for 45. So for more info, check my website www.cattarot.ca. And also, lastly, I started a Facebook page, Cat Tarot News. Check it out because anybody who likes it and follows it will be automatically entered in a draw for 20-minute readings with me. So the link is in the description, so that's all you need to do. So enjoy your weeklies and keep in mind that my monthlies are coming up when the star sign switches its house, so around the 21st. Taurus, you're first, and one promise to you. I won't call the cops and drag you off this channel. Ha ha ha. That's it. Seriously. Let's go. Hi Gemini, welcome to your weeklies and thank you very much for sitting through my little blurb. So let's see what these 2 weeks are bringing for you. So on the bottom of one deck we have the Hermit reversed. So you might be feeling a little bit lonely and a little bit withdrawn, very unlike who you are. And the other deck, whoa, we have the Devil reversed. So you might be dealing with some kind of deep attractions with something that, almost feels like a draw, like a magnet, where you know it's not good for you, where you know you can break it, where you know you can beat your karma, but still somehow you're dwelling on it. So you kind of like are bringing to these 2 weeks some kind of romance, or you're starting to feel a little bit romantic, like kitties rolling on the shore, very kind of nice, but you are willing to go back, you want to come back. This is kind of like, right, going forward and leaving the problems and unworkable situation. But here it's like almost like coming back. It could be a difficult situation, or you're a little bit thorn about it because you're still trying to find a balance, right, between the things, because you have a good and bad things happening at the same time. Or at least you remember they're still in balance, right? We can usually move on when kind of like we are kind of done with it. The time has healed. We kind of came to consensus of what's going on. From the past, you're also bringing the strength, and you kind of like felt, I'm really not going to subjugate myself to certain emotions, to certain things. I'm just going to be very strong, and this is really powerful card to have in a spread. However, however, oh my God, look at that, the star, and you have the star here, so you are dragging it. So there was a shakedown. It was like not something tremendously like like earth shaking, because it's tower reverse. The tower here is like something that kind of catches us off guard. Here is something that we knew. So sort of like you were strong about dealing with something that you knew it had to be dealt with sooner or later, and kind of rebuild this foundation knowing that certain things is not right. And you kind of like didn't take it grudgingly, because you realize there might be a better future if it's rebuilt, if it's done on a proper ground. So hence, looking for the sparks. So, but interestingly enough, you still have some issues left from the past, where you had this like some issue that you're going back. There is this anxiety, feeling rejected, still pinning for a loved one, not feeling really that things are still sitting with you, and really hoping. There is the star again, hoping to rebuild that essence, hoping to move slowly ahead. Okay. Yeah, and really fearing that you'll be backstabbed again. It's only thing worse than upright, like less worse than upright 10 is this, where yeah, you have been backstabbed, something really bad happened, but the worst is over. So you have 9 and you have a 10. You literally, it looks like you've been going through some kind of nightmare, and like you're slowly rebuilding it, slowly getting out. Literally, look at, with a little bull, step by step, and you're doing it on a very kind of pragmatic level, literally, by putting food on your table and not doing big plans or rocking the boat. And that's actually a really good plan during Mercury retrograde. So what is on your mind? What is basically the goal for these 2 weeks? 7 of fire. You're a little bit defensive. It's really not typical for you, Gemini, to be defensive. But you kind of like did manage to find a position that is a little bit stronger than the others, but you're realizing that you still have the work of healing inside, and there are things that you have to dig out to the surface and deal with them, because it's no point defending where you really don't know what you're defending. So it's going to be discovery. So we have another 4 over here. Interesting. So it's going to be lots of building. Mercury retrograde is actually really good for rebuilding things. It's just saying don't start new things, but if you're going back in the past and rebuilding something from the past, that's a good thing. So this kitty here that is hoarding his toys in the upright position is right now kind of letting all these toys leak out, because what's the fun if you don't have a mate that you can play with? And you kind of like getting to realization that certain things have to die, right? Not everything has to survive. And again, that's this tower. It's a very similar energy, and that's why both cards are black. And kind of like you are deciding what works, who you want to play with, who you don't want to play with. And you're reviewing your defenses. You're still expecting kind of backlash, right? Since you're coming back, or there is somebody back, you kind of are having expectations that somebody could be kind of creating issues still with you, and you're kind of arming yourself. You kind of like understand that certain things you're not going to let go. So good for you, you're setting boundaries, right? But you're still feeling kind of like not in your element, even though you kind of like that reunion and this kind of feeling of going back is there. You're not particularly overly happy. You really don't think it might work out, or there is some condition about it is not met. Look, Chariot, it's like not charging ahead. It's not kind of like being victorious. It's not being fast. It's kind of very slow. The forces that are different, you kind of like feel probably that differences with your partner are too vast for you to be able to kind of bridge them, and or you feel that you had relationships up to this point that were not satisfactory to you, that just like you feel it was just too much struggle, it's always spinning the same wheel, yeah, and kind of like foolish. So it is a 10. It's kind of like, again, it's like that death. You're ending a cycle. It is time for you to put certain things to rest. And others see that. Others see that you're actually getting into your mood, because now you have Taurus in front of you, and then it's your time, Gemini, and you are getting ready. This is Ace of Swords, and it is the clan of Sky. It's the fierce clan in this deck. Literally, beware of that cat. Even as humans, we would really think twice crossing the path, because the paws can really scratch us. So this is who you are. You're sharpening your claws. You are cutting any tumor out. Literally, you don't want it around it, and other people see it, and they still kind of see that you're a little bit imbalanced. Funny. You Ace of Swords upright, Ace of Swords reversed. That means that you're cutting it on the outside, but also that you're cutting anybody and anything off that is not working out, but you're also cutting everything inside of yourself. You are looking deep into issues that you might have, that you detected as a problem, that are creating imbalance. So fears and hopes, like, fears are that you'll be kind of like buried alive with your new projects, and that whole life is like not solid, not building ground, you know. But the hopes are that somehow you stabilize, you kind of like become, let's say, normal for a change, and that you find your place in the sun as long as you're not being burned. Two major arcanas on this, fears and hopes. This can also actually together mean a marriage or looking into some kind of solidity. So fear is like you're not going to have a solid relationship. Hope you will at the same time. But actually it's a much bigger hope than it's a fear. And ultimately, the period ends with you being Gemini, and you're able to see things from a different perspective. And it's sort of like, I think that's the Ace of Swords, double Ace of Swords, double sword, as they say, and you have double sword. Talking about, it's a self-imposed punishment. It's kind of like a reaching out deep inside and saying, look, why am I feeling this way? What is going on? And dig and dig and dig and dig. And that's what's happening. And it is happening that you don't want this broken heart anymore. Yeah, look, you don't want people who are like violating your boundaries. So you will be spending some time wondering how in the future you're going to deal with that, and how will you prevent it. So I have also shuffled the deck for the oracle cards for the conclusion, and I have two poppers. And of course, attraction is, we did have this demon cat, so we know attraction will be there. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And you're like such a breezy little sign. But it's saying worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So this divine timing right now, Gemini, is asking you that if you take somebody back, really, really think that you have to bury everything that doesn't work, and keep things that work, and move forward with those conditions, because you do have promise of something really great happening, but it has to be built slowly, and it has to be built like step by step. You see the little steps coming down. So literally, you kind of like in these 2 weeks you want to reverse this to be this way. So Gemini, if you need a private reading, please contact me, and thank you very much, and I love you.